Hello, all you beautiful book babes. Today we will be finishing our Mafia month. We will be reviewing Mafia Princess and Her Dom Protector by Kim Carley. Marianna needs to escape from her future husband that her evil uncle raped. This makes her run to her brother's old acquaintance. Will she be able to convince this Don of a rival family to protect her from her uncle and hide her from her husband-to-be? Stay tuned to find out how this one ends. Hello, all you beautiful book babes. I am sorry for the interruption, but thanks to you all, we were able to obtain another sponsor, and this one I'm really excited about. This episode is brought to you by Dr. Ganja. Now, I know CBD and THCA is a controversial topic, but it's something I really believe in, so much so when I was in college, I wrote a whole paper on the topic and how it is so beneficial versus other medications. I even got my professor to convert on their beliefs on the topic. I used this company way before they reached out about being a sponsor. They have so many different products. They have flour, vapes, topical creams, gummies, spa stuff, and so much more. My favorites are their bath bombs, face wash, and their full spectrum sob relief. With having tendinitis in almost all my joints from playing sports growing up, this really helps with the pain in my joint. My husband loves their flour and vape products. He struggles with anxiety, and this really helps him when he's having an attack. We have never gotten a product and not fallen in love with it. If you want to take advantage of this, all you have to do is go to Dr. Ganja, so it's DrGanja.com, and then at checkout use the promo code SMUT, SMUT, for 5% off your order. This is not just a first time order deal. You can use it whenever you order, which is fantastic. My husband already started using the code. Now, please take advantage of this offer. I think a lot of you will benefit from trying it. And you beautiful book babes, enjoy the rest of the episode. Bye! Hello, all you beautiful book babes. We are back for our last Mafia episode. This one I had to dig for because I was trying to find a novella. I like to do at least one novella per month because some people are lengthy book readers.
Right.
Some people like little novellas. So I found this novella. The Goodreads rating so we're doing The Mafia Princess and Her Dom Protector by Kim Carley. The Goodreads rating is about 3.9. And then we have the characters. So we have Marianne and then Lucan?
Let me see. Lucian. Or
Lucian?
Yeah, I would say Lucian.
Lucian?
That's
weird for an Italian name because it's kind of like Italian mafia. So that's a weird Italian name. Because I was thinking Luca because that is a very generic like Italian name.
And I would say it in my head is either Lucian or Lucian. I don't know.
Lucian. So we start off with Marion. Now it's her wedding day, but she is running. And she is struggling because it is raining and she's in a full length wedding dress. Now, she was kind of raised like me. So I was raised in a very like Italian kind of mafia style family. And we're raised to be very obedient women that like when a man tells you to do it, you just fucking do it.
Right.
You don't question it. He's the man of the household. End of story. Now, she has no problem with that when her parents were alive because she knew they would pick someone that she would that would care for her.
Right.
Like, yeah, he's going to ask her to do things, but he's not going to cross that line. Well, her parents passed away and her uncle has other plans.
Oh, shit.
Yep. So she goes to an old friend of her brother's, Mr. Carbassa. Carbassa? I think of kielbasa when it's like it's a sausage. And basically is like trying to get in to see him. The receptionist tries to hold her back, but luckily he kind of interjects and is like, no, she can come in. She gets in to see him, and him and his bodyguard / second hand are like kind of going back and forth, acting like she's not even there. The guy's like, you need to send her away because her uncle's going to come after her. And Lucian's just like, okay, go away. I need to talk to her. I need to see why she's here. Just stop. So the second the guy leaves, he's like, why are you in a wet wedding dress?
Like, what the fuck's going on?
Like, I am so confused. She tells him she ran away from her wedding and the only place safe is with him. He does tell her arranged marriages are normal. Basically, she does explain, she's like, she knows, but her uncle only cares what he gets out of this marriage and is trying to marry her off to a fucking maniac that's his, like, goon, like his like right hand, because he's trying to show, oh, if you're loyal to me, I'll give you things like my daughter.
Right.
So she wants him, so she is asking Lucian, like, please save me. Come to find out that, like, they used to be friends, but she lost her parents and he lost his parents at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And all that pain just kind of broke them up a little bit.
Right.
So, because Lucian even had to become the Don of his family. So he's like, I don't have time for friendship right now.
Right.
He tells her no, and he's not dealing with the mess that is her uncle.
Oh. Fuck him then.
Yep. She does try to explain, and she does let it slip that her uncle and the man that she's supposed to marry, or supposed to be wedded to, are abusive. She tells him that she is to wed her uncle's enforcer and his loyal dog. Lucian does try to protest, but gives into her begging, and he has a few rules. 1, she must do everything she says, no arguing. Basically, I tell you to jump, you ask me how high. End of story.
Fuck that.
Now, 2nd, he says he's not going to have some spoiled princess living at his house, so she's going to work at one of his clubs just to kind of, get her out, moving, stuff like that. Make her work for it.
Right.
But while she's at the club, she cannot tell anybody her name. She's basically going into hiding. So her uncle doesn't find her. She agrees because, of course, she's desperate. So she goes to what is her room now at his house. That's the one thing. So this is third person, kind of. Like, it's third person, but it does go, okay, Lucian's talking. Okay, Marianne's talking.
Right.
I still, like, third person, I still get lost sometimes, because it was like, all of a sudden she's in this room, and I'm like, okay, what's this room?
Right.
What's happening? Is she naked? Because apparently her wedding dress is gone. So I'm like, okay. So a young lady comes in with her clean wedding dress now. Now Marion tells the woman to get rid of it, and the lady freaks because it's Dior. She's like, it's Dior. No, I'm not destroying it. I'm not getting rid of it.
You keep it then.
Yeah, well, that's what Marion says. She says she could just keep it then. So her name is Krista, and says she'll take care of it, and Marion never has to see the wedding dress again. She also asks if she needs anything else, because she's assigned to Marion. She's supposed to be like her, not her secretary, but maid. Like, yeah, she's her point person.
Gotcha.
Is the best way to describe it, because you're not supposed to call them maids anymore, but she does more than what a maid would do.
Gotcha. Oh god, not the
Okay. Marianne is taken back by the comment because basically Krista told her that if she needs anything else, please let her know, no matter the cost. Lucia said, I am to get you whatever you want.
No shit.
Yeah, so she's kind of taken back, but she makes a list. You would think, having nothing, she would ask for shampoo and makeup and nope, she asked for paint supplies and a canvas and stuff like that. Huh. Even Krista's like, this was not the list I was expecting when she came back with the materials. So it's really cool because Krista like goes like, oh, you're an artist, and Maria's kind of like, not really an artist. I just enjoy it as like a hobby. She's like, are you any good? And Maria kind of is hard to kind of say if she's good, and Krista's like, I'll be the judge. Like, she's just so open and freely talking to Marianne, and Marianne is loving it.
Right.
Because you gotta think, she's a Dawn princess, and no one's ever speaking freely around her. It's very refreshing to her.
Gotcha.
So, Lucian is kind of interested in finding out what Marianne asked for. He assumed, like, jewels and clothes, but oh, how wrong he was. He goes to her room to check on her and finds her. He is shocked at how stunning she is when she's painting. Of course, she is actually like a mess. She's got paint everywhere. And he even says that. She's like, she's got paint everywhere. And she's like in messy clothes. And he's like, I kind of like it.
He expected a princess, a spoiled little princess.
And that is not what he got. Now, he kind of lurks in the doorway and watches her, and then she finally notices him, and of course, like, freaks out. I love Lucian because he's even offered to make her, like, another room to kind of make a studio.
Aww.
So, like, he does try, but he doesn't seem to understand why he's trying, and he always takes it back.
Oh,
it's like,
that.
This book is going one step forward, 10 steps back every chapter. Like, it's like, we're inching, and then we're back to, like, square one.
Those guys make me want to punch them.
And it's her, too.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, they both do it, so it's freaking frustrating. I think emotional, I put this at a 4, because I'm just like,
stop!
So, they do banter, and Lucius says she's super easy to manipulate. I forget how that became a topic, but it was. And it's no wonder she was, like, in trouble with her uncle. She is pissed. He does really care and actually finds her anger entertaining. Now, he does take her to one of the clubs to show her around. She's not working yet. They fight on the way there. Very enemies to lovers kind of vibe.
Right.
The club scene is good, so she gets smashed. She doesn't drink that often, and she just gets smashed.
Nice.
And she's a lightweight, so her and Lucian just have this, like, if shit talking was a language, this is their language.
Nice. I like that.
It reminded of me and my husband, because we literally just shit talk each other.
Right.
And that's our love language. So he does tease her a lot about being innocent and a virgin, but he ends up kissing her to kind of fuck with her. But he's such a dick about it. This is that 1 step forward, 10 step back. Like, he says it meant nothing and that she needs to just forget about it and ignore it.
What the fuck?
Yeah, like, she snaps back so good, saying he's just like every man using her.
Oh,
I was
damn.
like, bam, bitch. Get him. Now, they go home and they both avoid each other. Well, not really. It's more her, so she's avoiding him. And I love it because he is just so mad and it's just like, but he just deserves it after like everything he's done. But then she does it and now he gets his kind of peace.
Yeah.
So he can't help but go to look for her. He really is only helping her because he was friends with her brother. Now, Lucian...
I got a question, though.
Yeah.
You said her parents died, and now she's in, like, whatever with her uncle. Where the fuck's her brother?
So that gets explained later on. He died, too.
Okay. Yeah. So I was like, you keep mentioning this brother, but she's in the custody of her uncle. Wouldn't it have gone to the brother?
So I don't think I put it in here as not trying to give too much detail. So Lucian actually thinks on the brother for a little bit and gives you all that backstory.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Lucian does find her relaxing by the pool and is pissed because she's not supposed to be just lounging about. But I live for this scene. So he confronts her saying, doesn't she have a job that he gave her? Well, he never told her the start date or anything about starting. And she points that out.
Oh, jeez.
And she is just like, you just took me there to see it. You never gave me a start date. You didn't, figure it out, like, what I'm supposed to be doing there. You never told me anything, so how am I supposed to go do that job? Yep. Please tell me.
Exactly. You never set up anything for me to get back and forth to work. You never told me my schedule. Fuck you, dude.
Yeah. So she's right, but he will never admit that. She calls him out on his bullshit and his reaction. He has an inner thought and I live for it. He's like, I don't know whether to kiss this woman or smack the shit out of her.
Both?
Yeah, just both. So they get into a huge fight and basically she yells at him of how cruel he is. She does not back down though and just asks, finally when they start to slow down this argument, she goes, when am I starting work? This is what started this whole thing.
Right?
He tells her tomorrow. So she gets to work, and of course, Lucian comes in and requests to be his server.
Oh, jeez.
Now, he even brought, like, a bimbo date. Marianna goes to talk to him and serve him. He's like, he tells the bimbo, you can go. Just go to the bathroom or something and come back.
What?
He's like, I need to talk to Marianna. So he tells her to leave. And Marianne sits down. They still banter, but it's like some switch. Their banter is less aggressive. It's more teasing than it is like, I fucking hate you, you're cruel.
It's
like,
starting to switch to more flirty.
Yeah, it's getting that flirty. So it started aggressive, but then halfway through, all of a sudden, it just kind of calmed down and they were joking almost. She gets back to work and his date comes back. He actually does not like his date. He just brought her for appearances to kind of show Marianne that the kiss meant nothing.
Gotcha.
So
Asshole.
It's a whole tease. Now someone from Marianne's family is there now to look for her.
Oh shit.
Yep. He basically he tells his security to keep Marianne in the back and tells his date to leave. The guy comes and tells Lucian that his boss wants his help in finding Marianne. He even goes like, "Oh, you were friends with her brother. Maybe you're holding her and keeping her safe from us."
Right.
It's like, dude, you're basically coming out admitting that you're a fucking piece of shit to her.
Right.
Even Lucia tries to like kind of back them down, like, "Oh, well, maybe someone kidnapped her." And they're like, "But it's been like 2 weeks and there's no ransom."
Gotcha.
So no, she ran away. And the guy's like, "Well, she's stubborn, she's pig-headed, she's strong, like, she doesn't know what's best for her." Now, Lucian's getting kind of pissed at this guy because he's talking to her like she's a child.
Right.
And she's not a child. She's a grown-ass woman. Lucian finally convinces him that he's not seen her and he would never harbor her. When the guy leaves, I love Lucian's thoughts because he's like, "I can't wait to put a bullet in that guy for Marianne." Like, I live for that. Lucian does go in the back to check on Marianne. He gives her the lowdown on who it was and that he brought them sometime, telling him bought them sometime, to basically going, "Oh, I don't know where she is. I'd never harbor her." So they have some time before they find her. She thanks him, but is kind of an ass about it, saying there are other ways she can thank him.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And he goes, "Do you want me to tell you or show you?" And she's like, "I don't know why it would show me." So he kisses her, and I'm in love with the smut scene. He is not an ass at all in bed, so it's so weird. It's like a flip switches. He is this kind, caring, praising her, like...
What?
Like,
I was expecting him to be a dick.
I know.
That's crazy.
It kept me on my toes. I was like, oh, this was not what I was thinking. They get through it. All he does is finger her, but the dirty talk is what does it for me.
Right?
This is the
love
book.
The dirty talk.
This book, if you like dirty... Yes, I know you don't do a lot of novellas, but this one, if you like dirty talk, I was like, oh. It is really good. So she instantly doesn't even pull his fingers out yet. She instantly tells him they should have not done that and that this will complicate things and cannot do it again. He's not liking that too much.
He liked what just happened.
Yeah, he kind of liked what happened. And he is pissed because now they kind of go back and forth, and he's like, "You used me. I hope you know that. You got off, and then you're like, oh no, we shouldn't do this."
That's true.
So
she's a bitch.
Yeah, so he points it out and basically tells her, "So all I'm good for is my money and my resources. Thanks for clearing that up," and leaves.
Oh, fuck.
I know. I was team like Marianne at the beginning, but towards the end, I keep going towards Lucian.
Like, I don't like her now.
Yeah. They go back to the house. He has been stewing and pissed about their moment. He is pissed he is losing his control and acting emotional and showing that in front of her, because that's just not him. So one of his, like, second in command older guys comes in and confronts him about her uncle sending people to talk to him. Lucian, and he's like, "This is bad. We need to just send her back. That's her family. They need to take care of her."
Oh shit, don't tell me he sends her back.
No.
I was about to say, he seems like the type that would send her back.
So, Lucian this is the one thing why I said I am now Team Lucian from this point on, because she's kind of a bitch throughout the whole thing, and he's like Team Marianne. Right. So, he's ready to hit this guy for challenging him, and basically trying to send her back to her family for something that he does not understand. Because, like, he didn't tell anybody that she was getting abused or, mistreated.
Right.
That's her story to tell. All he does is dismiss him because he's just like, you need to fucking go.
Right. Who are you to question the boss?
Exactly. That's what I put in my notes. So Marianne is working at the club, and ever since the visit from her uncle's goon, she has been so paranoid, thinking someone's always watching her. She just has no one to talk to because she has to keep her identity a secret to everyone.
Right.
And the one person she can talk to is now avoiding her.
Her fault?
Yep, so now Lucia's avoiding her. She's done the shift at the club, and security picks her up like normal, but something's different. Lucian's in the backseat, waiting for her.
Yeah. He's done avoiding her.
Yep. And she starts to fight, like, why are you here? And he's like, just get in the fucking car! So he admits that she has been pissing him off. He can't stop thinking about her after she rejected him. And they get into like this full-on argument, yelling at each other, screaming at each other. So all that tension finally hits the fan. And he gets her off to prove her wrong. Because that's his whole thing. He's like, this would not complicate things. She's like, it's going to fucking complicate things. He's like, I'll fucking prove it. It's not going to complicate things. It gets hot and heavy, petting. And while they're doing this, Lucian is smart. He tells her, like, she's like, please don't stop, please don't stop. He goes, okay, I won't stop unless you agree. Or I'm trying to figure out how to phrase it. I won't stop if you agree that I'm the only person that gets to do this for you.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Ultimatum. And of course, in a weak moment, she goes, sure, you.
As long as you get me off, I'll agree to anything.
Yep, I'm here for it. Now, this is when Lucian is getting feelings and actually, like, understanding that he's getting feelings.
Right.
He's finally like, okay. He's having, like, an inner monologue about the brother. This is kind of when you get the backstory about the brother. And he's like, her brother would be pissed at me. First off, I'm sleeping with her, one. But then he wouldn't mind if I, like, gave her respect. But two, I abandoned her, basically, to her uncle. When her brother and her parents died, and when my parents died, I just abandoned her because she looked so much like her brother.
Gotcha.
So now he feels responsible for her. And he even says he's like, she deserves a better man than him, but he can't help but still pursue her. Now, Lucian's second hand comes in and tells him that her uncle is causing trouble, so he's hovering in the outskirts of their territory, just kind of trying to pick up what they can feel about Marianne's whereabouts. And he's like, okay, we'll figure it out. Of course, he's like, can we please give her back?
Right.
But Lucian's not having it. Now he is like, okay, I need to show her more respect. I need to actually show her I care. So it's not, like, complicated.
Right.
So he asked her out on a date and asked her to dinner. She is confused why he's doing it, but agrees to go anyway. She's like, why are we going to dinner?
Right. All we do is fight. Why are we doing this?
Yeah. So I love their date. Their banter goes back to being playful and flirty, the kind of, like, friends where you can shit talk each other. When they get home, that's when we get to more smut. They start to get into it, but Marianne's having a hard time still. Because he's not coming out and saying, I care for you yet.
Right.
Even though he knows it.
He's not telling her.
He's the point of why I'm so freaking frustrated throughout this whole book. So she basically voices, she's like, I'm unsure of what I want and can't do this to him. And he is just so frustrated. He gets up and goes, you need to figure out what you want, and just straight up leave.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, he's just not happy. When he's back in his room, Lucian gets a call from her uncle's guy that keeps coming and checking on him, seeing if he has her. He calls him, and he's straight up like, we know you have her.
Oh, fuck. They must have saw her.
Yep, they saw her. So her uncle has been sneaking men into the territory to watch him, and they went on a date.
Oh, fuck.
And they saw him on the date. So basically he tells Lucian, you're getting 24 hours to give the girl back, or we will declare war on you and kill you for that girl.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. Of course, Lucian fucking denies it. He's just like, nah, you don't get her back.
Right, she's mine now.
She's mine. Fuck off. So the next day, he goes to Marianne and tells her about the call. She's terrified that he might give her up because obviously war and everything. She's like, oh my god, he's going to give me up.
Right. And I really appreciate the fact that he's telling her, like, this shit. Because in normal Mafia stuff, they hide it from the girls.
Yep.
Like, I'm protecting you. I'm not going to tell her just to stress her out. But this, he keeps telling her, like, the first time the guy showed up, he told her what happened. This time, he's like, tell her. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, it's something different.
It's different.
Yeah, it's completely different. So he definitely does tell her, like, no, I'm not giving you to your uncle. You're safe. You're fine. You're protected here. We're going to stop you going to work for a little bit, and you're just staying at the house right now, just till we get this cleared. Now, he prepares his men to go to war. He also, I love this because he can tell in their eyes they just want to give her up too, and he's like, if any of you even suggest to give her up, I will beat you up myself.
Should have just married her and been like, this is my wife now. Jesus.
Well, hold on. Back it up.
Sorry.
So he tells his second to set up a meeting with her uncle so they can avoid violence if they can. Now, he goes to Mary, because he wants to avoid violence because Marianne, he knows her and he knows she will be hurt if his men die because of her.
Right.
And that's basically what they'd be doing. So he goes to Marianne after the meeting with his people and tells her everything. Then he tells her when he meets, he goes, when I meet with your uncle, I want you to be there. You don't have to come inside at first, but I want you to be there in case you do want to confront him. And I'm going to propose him that we get married. Because then he wins more. Basically, all he proves with that person is you get a loyalty, you get my daughter. With me, he gets an alliance.
Gotcha.
And it's more involved than that, and he's a smart man. He'll know not to do it. Because her uncle's so worried she's going to come after the family and want basically to be the Don.
Right.
So he's marrying her to someone loyal, so that way she'll never be able to.
Right.
But basically in the meeting, he goes, okay, fine. You want to marry my daughter? I want her to give up her seat. I don't want her to be the heir.
She had a seat this whole time.
Basically, she was an heir to the
she
Mafia.
Took it from him.
She could have.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, so she could have took it from him. Marianne does ask him, like, are you only doing this to prevent war? Because I actually want to marry someone I care for. And he finally comes clean and says, that is literally just the bonus that we end war. I'm marrying you because I care.
Aww.
And he wants to be with her. So we finally get the full-blown sex scene. It took a while to get to the full-blown sex scene. And I was kind of let down.
Really?
Yeah, the first time. It was real quick. All the other scenes are like chapters long.
Right.
And that's just fingering. This is a full-blown sex scene and it's like 3 pages.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so I was kind of disappointed. Now, this is where I stopped because it's 84% into the book. Now, the author did make up for the smut later, though. She did.
Okay.
When they get back and finally, I guess, the tension's gone and everything of not having to go to war, then we get all loosey-goosey.
Nice.
So, she does make up for it later. So that's really much it. So, for spice, I gave it a 3. Humor, I gave it a 2. Emotional, I would give it a 4 because the whole book, you're just so frustrated. Like I said, it's like taking 1 step forward, 10 steps back. And it alternates who it is. Like, right. Sometimes I'm mad at Lucian, sometimes mad at Marianne. I think it's Marianna, but I just keep saying Marianne. Smut Supply, I'd be 3. Overall, I mean, I would agree with Goodreads, probably about a 3. Like, it's a short, quick, there's still a ton of detail, though. So she does do world building. I gave it a 4. Because in a 150 page book, we got backstory, we got details.
Right.
You don't get them all up front, which is frustrating, but you do get it later.
Right.
The only thing I wish they went more into is, like, Lucian's family.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was the only thing that was really missing for me.
So it went into her backstory and her family, but not his.
Not much him. All we know is that his parents died and he became Don.
Okay.
That's really all we know.
Especially with his parents and her parents dying at the same time, you feel like there would be a connection there.
Yeah.
So I would want to know.
I think that was
what the fuck happened.
I think that was a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
Because then it doesn't really tell us if the brother died with the parents or like separately. So it's like, I'm not sure. But anyway, so yeah, that is today's episode. This is our last Mafia, and then next month we are going to be doing a Daddy Month.
I've been on a daddy kick.
Girl.
If you look at my Goodreads, you'll see daddy. Like,
I literally went into Goodreads because I link my Amazon with my Goodreads.
Me too.
And sometimes it doesn't always move to finished.
Yeah.
So every once in a while, so this morning I went in to mark off my finished books, and literally I'm looking at everything you've read because you're my only friend.
Stepdaddy.
Yep, dad. One sounded really good, so I might actually take it.
There was a couple of them that I was like...
It was like neon lights. I saw the cover.
Oh, I don't know what the covers look like.
They were all said daddy in the title, so I can't really say, oh, it's the daddy one. No, you read like 10 daddy books.
Let me just tell you, if you read any of the daddy books I just finished reading, make sure you have your toy or your husband ready, because they're fucking hot.
That's a good one. Yeah, that was my second daddy book. Yeah.
I don't know why, but stepdad books are what get me.
You got daddy issues? I got daddy issues.
Maybe. Like, my dad wasn't really present. Like, me and my dad had a good relationship, but until the end, I don't really have daddy issues that much, per se, but something about these erotic stepdad books fucking get me going. I'm just like,
do you watch stepdaddy porn? I caught you. I caught you. I found out your preference.
The books are so much better, though, to me. Like, than the porn. Like, I don't know. The books just fucking... Yeah.
They're a little more detailed.
They're a little bit more detailed, and I'm just like, oh, fuck.
Oh my god. Also with porn, I think that I don't like a good plot line in porn.
Right?
In a book I do.
Right. Like, whenever it comes to porn, like, I skip through the story. I just want to see the fucking. But in a book, it's like, hold up. Let me get more plot in this.
Hold on.
I need to know what's going on.
Oh my god. But yeah, so make sure that you like, comment, subscribe to our episode. We're like on YouTube, Spotify, Podbean. Follow us wherever you listen to your podcast. And then make sure to follow us on social media. It's Basic Book Babes Podcast. It should be a purple logo. We really need to update our logo to like a picture of us or something. I feel like a lot of people do that. So you can see the actual podcasters.
True.
But I would pay someone professionally though. I ain't doing that shit.
Yeah. No little duck face selfies.
Duck face selfies. So, well, you beautiful book babes, have a wonderful day. Bye.
Bye.